Major warning symptoms when having a massive heart attack. We generally envisage a heart attack as a moment in which a person drops to the floor, clutching their chest hard and displaying an intense facial expression that indicates they are in writhing pain, according to typical Hollywood drama. This catastrophic situation, however, is not always the case. Heart attacks are no-drama silent murderers arriving quietly and leaving without a trace. However, this does not mean that they are not lethal. They are a leading cause of death all around the world. According to statistics, more than 2,200 Americans die each year as a result of cardiovascular disease, which can lead to heart attacks and strokes. Pause. What precisely is a heart attack and what happens if you have one? Are there any possible triggers? And how can you avoid it? All of this and more will be covered in today's video. So, let us discover more about this silent assassin. Pause. What exactly is a heart attack? A heart attack is just an indicator that something is amiss with the basic functioning of your heart. The oxygen supply to the heart becomes obstructed due to fat and cholesterol buildup in blood vessels. A heart attack is known in medical literature as a myocardial infarction, and it can be fatal. Heart attacks are a potentially fatal condition. According to reports, nearly 82 million individuals in the United States are affected by cardiovascular diseases, which are the leading cause of death in both men and women. Mild discomfort or the development of a minor aching covering your chest, one or both arms, the back, neck, jaw, or stomach is the beginning of a heart attack. It may also be accompanied by cold chills, heartburn, lightheadedness, nausea, and shortness of breath. These symptoms are prevalent in both men and women, however they can differ at times. While men typically complain of chest discomfort, women are more likely to complain of this pain accompanied with shortness of breath, nausea, and back or jaw pain. According to studies, 92% of women and 91% of men with cardiac problems report chest pain as a symptom. Pause. What are the potential dangers? Family background. If your mother, father, or grandfather has a cardiac ailment, you are more likely to get one as well. Age. Growing older brings challenges, and if you live an unhealthy lifestyle, you are pushed an inch closer to a heart attack. Existing already diabetes, obesity, high cholesterol, and hypertension are all factors that might raise the risk of a heart attack. According to studies, 75% of diabetics die as a result of a heart-related problem. Gender. Women experience fewer heart attacks than males. A study found that around 3% of men and 2.5% of women aged 18 and up have a history of stroke. Furthermore, men are more likely than women to get hypertension before the age of 45, whereas women are more likely to have it later in life. Pause. What happens in the event of a heart attack? Our heart muscles, like every other muscle in our bodies, rely on oxygen to survive, and oxygen dissolves in our blood, ensuring a constant supply throughout the body. When we have a heart attack, this oxygen flow is cut off in the middle, and our heart muscles cannot acquire enough oxygen to operate properly. Increasing pressure just makes them weaker and more damaged. Injured heart muscles cause heart attacks, and because the heart is unable to function with damaged muscles, it becomes feeble, gives up, and ceases working, eventually leading to death. What is the cause of this obstructed oxygen supply? The underlying coronary artery disease is entirely to blame. Pause. Coronary artery disease, CAD. Here's the deal. Because to obstructions in the coronary arteries, oxygen cannot reach the heart muscles. Coronary arteries are in charge of delivering oxygenated blood to the heart muscles. Fats and cholesterol build up in these arteries as a result of poor eating habits and other causes. Plaques are another name for these invading deposits. In some situations, this plaque ruptures, resulting in blood clots that limit blood flow. These deposits accumulate over time, causing the coronary arteries to constrict and stiffen. As the coronary arteries constrict, it becomes increasingly difficult for oxygenated blood to reach the heart muscles. This creates a slight pain and discomfort known as angina. And, indeed, this obviously compounds the condition, and the individual must battle hard to regain their breath. This is referred to as coronary artery disease. Pause. Let us now delve deeper into this topic to determine what causes coronary artery disease. We are blessed with smooth, healthy coronary arteries when we are young, lively, and flexible. But the moment we decide to give unhealthy virtues a chance, everything flips upside down. You might not see it right away, but it certainly appears in phases over time. Tobacco use, lack of exercise, and a diet high in carbohydrates and saturated fats all contribute to fat and cholesterol buildup, elevated sugar levels, high blood pressure, and other harmful concerns. As you become more careless with your health, your coronary arteries battle harder to protect you. All of the previously stated causes are constantly attacking the inner lining of your coronary arteries. This is why they narrow and harden with age. This eventually leads to coronary heart disease, often known as atherosclerosis. Adopting poor living habits and failing to take care of oneself only adds to your list of difficulties. Every day, your body suffers in order to maintain a healthy balance and function effectively. While we have some control over our risk variables, age, family history, gender, and ethnicity may also play a role in stroke. Have you ever noticed that the majority of heart attack survivors in your area never complained of any serious symptoms that would indicate coronary arterial blockage? It's rather surprising, isn't that right? Surprisingly, coronary artery disease has no symptoms. How is this even possible? When an artery narrows and restricts blood flow, other nearby blood arteries that also serve the heart come to the rescue and compensate by expanding. This is referred to as collateral circulation, and it is usually this that prevents heart attacks. When collateral circulation cannot meet your body's need for oxygen through its back-end support, the situation becomes out of control. When our body's emergency system can no longer function properly, it manifests itself as a heart attack or stroke. Pause. What other factors contribute to a heart attack? There is a probability that the coronary artery spasmed at some point. A spasm causes the artery to narrow to dangerously thin levels, and blood flow to the heart muscles either reduces or stops entirely. Spasms are frequently caused by an unknown factor. While there is a significant possibility that it was caused by a blockage, it is also possible that it occurred in normal-appearing blood vessels. Another uncommon cause that has no specific explanation is arterial rupture. A heart attack might also result from a spontaneous coronary artery wall tear. However, these reasons are only possible by chance and are extremely rare. Pause. Can a heart attack cause heart muscle damage? A heart attack can cause substantial damage to your heart muscles. However, this does not imply that all of it is harmed. Fortunately, the heart muscles that are immediately impacted by the reduction of oxygen flow are the only ones that suffer. Our heart is a fierce fighter. Even when damaged, it continues to function normally and rarely fails. And, like our heart's never give up attitude, our body refuses to give up so quickly. After a cardiac attack, our body's rescue mechanism is always at work. Scar tissue growth restores the injured cardiac muscles. However, scar tissue does not contract as well as natural heart muscle. As a result, it may take several days or even weeks in extreme situations to completely mend the heart. Nonetheless, the body guarantees that we resume our regular routine. Healing differs from person to person and is heavily influenced by an individual's lifestyle choices. So don't just sit back and let your body deal with it. Fix your bad behaviors and replace them with good ones right now. Do you know how to do that? Don't be concerned, we've got your back. Let's move on to the following section. Pause. Changes in lifestyle to prevent heart attacks. A nutritious diet. If you consume a lot of sodium, sugar, and fat in your diet, you're not doing your body any favors, my buddy. Avoid oil-soaked meals and experiment with substituting your existing diet with healthier options. Green leafy vegetables, fruits, whole grain bread, and yogurt are all good choices. Regular physical activity. If you're someone who seldom gets out of bed and is always curled up on the couch, it's time to rethink your sluggish habits. Lack of exercise turns your body into a magnet for a variety of health problems. Obese men and women have a 20% greater risk of cardiovascular disease, according to studies. So get moving, put on your active wear and get exercising. Another bad habit you should get rid of right away is smoking. Being an active smoker harms your lungs and can have serious consequences for your heart. Toxins from smoking or vaping can accumulate in your blood vessels and disrupt normal blood flow. Smokers are 2-4 times more likely than non-smokers to develop coronary heart disease. So, the next time you light up a cigarette, keep this in mind. Other variables that can contribute to a heart attack include alcohol use, chewing tobacco use, and drug abuse. Being careful and preventive is the key to making lifestyle changes. Pause. Medical interventions. Depending on the severity of your condition, your doctor may recommend surgical measures to avoid subsequent heart attacks. Some of your alternatives may include angioplasty, heart valve surgery, heart bypass surgery, a pacemaker, a stent, or, in extreme situations, a heart transplant. Pause. How about repeated heart attacks? Do they occur? If you have a heart attack, you are more likely to have another one in the future. Every year, around 600,000 people in the United States have their first stroke, and another 185,000 have a recurrent stroke. Individual symptoms of a heart attack differ from time to time. So, if the first one arrived with an aching chest, who knows if the second will be accompanied by cold sweats, heartburn, shortness of breath, and arm pain. And if you think you're having one right now, all you have to do is sit down, calm down, take several deep breaths, and ask someone to call an ambulance. In most cases, there is a good chance of survival, and people eventually return to their normal selves. Pause. Do you care about keeping your body in good shape? Do you want to solve all of your problems by making healthy changes in your life but don't know where to begin? Not to worry, we've got you covered. On our channel, you'll find all the answers to your ifs and buts. Tell us what you think of the video in the comments.